Hey there, welcome back to the meeting of people who thought starting a podcast would be a good idea. I'm Blake.
I'm Sam.
I changed it up a little bit.
This is not my usual setup. I'm back in Auckland for a couple weeks, and I don't have my stuff, so I'm using my phone as a microphone, and I'm currently in my living room.
So you're sick, evidently. How did you get sick?
For a little bit of context, I'm back in Auckland for a couple weeks, and for the 4 days before I flew back, Blake was with me in Wellington, and we were just hanging out, and there's a bunch of stuff from that I'm sure we're going to bring up. The flight back, we were both on. I think I would have got sick from that because it was the day after we flew back. I had started feeling symptoms. So last time I also flew to Auckland, I got sick. So I think Auckland flights just have this thing that make me feel sick for some dumb reason.
Might just be Auckland.
Next time I fly here in August, I will be wearing a mask and be extra precautious for illness, just so I don't have to deal with this again.
I'm the one with the bad immune system, and you're the one who somehow got sick on a plane.
I think I've gotten sick from planes like most flights I've been on.
You reckon it was the business guy sitting next to you?
The business guy sitting next to me? It probably was the business guy sitting next to me. Business people are talking to so many people, so yeah, it's bound to have come from that in some way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's like a light cold, so I'm mostly feeling okay now. Should be chill. Should we talk about our 4 days in Wellington? Because we got up to a lot and nothing at the same time, I feel like.
Exactly.
It was like a mixture of like hanging out in town, meeting people that we haven't met before but like knew of, and also like going on late night drives and stuff. Otherwise, we kind of just like chilled at my place. I moved. That's another thing I need to bring up. Next recording. I'm gonna have a different setup again. I'm just like across the road from where I used to live, so adjustments to my background for the next few episodes, which will be interesting.
Inconsistent visualization.
Yeah, that room's probably gonna change a bunch anyway, because I like have just moved into it, and I've only got like 2 posters behind me, and I want to like decorate it more, and I might try using my fancy camera I have to be like the camera I use, because I think I have a way of like being able to place it.
I know we're an hour and a half away, but if I get sick as a secondhand result of you, I'm going to be sick.
Indeed, that's how that works.
But I don't really tend to go near people, so...
Except do this.
Woo! I'm judging you.
Silently judging me, but I can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just finding something to speak about.
I thought you were just extremely judging me because it was so quiet. I just saw you dead staring at your camera.
The largest data breach ever happened today.
The largest data breach happened today.
A staggering 16 billion new and never before seen usernames and passwords were exposed in what experts are calling the largest confirmed data breach in history. So spanning major services like Apple, Google, Facebook, Telegram, which, you know, who uses that, VPNs, GitHub, and more. The breach was discovered. I can't talk.
English is a difficult language.
So yeah, that's a bit of interesting information. 16 billion passwords have been leaked, but it's unconfirmed as of now whether they're tied to the actual usernames of people or whether it's just the passwords.
This is probably not going to be the case, but hopefully most people have passwords that are not that guessable, because as someone who has a dad in email security, I have very secure everything, basically. So all my passwords are like different from each other for my accounts, and I only know like a handful off my head. Very secure. I've only fallen for scams and stuff a couple times because I was just not thinking and stupid. I've talked about one before, which when I accidentally had to get a new debit card on the podcast because that happened like during recording, kind of. It was right before recording, I think, and then just after I talked about it or something. I don't remember. And then I think I talked about it already, where I like lost my Roblox account once, and also I lost my Steam account one time. Pretty sure I brought that up before. With Roblox, I was trying to get free Robux, but I was really stupid, and obviously the person was not going to give me free Robux. Well, that just shows you that with the two scams I like really fell for were like gaming related. So I was a true gamer at one stage. Not so much now.
Okay.
Blake's judging me again. I can tell.
Is that obvious?
Yes, your facial expression changes. I can see it. It looks like you're trying to do the rock brow.
Before we started recording, I worked out that I can raise one eyebrow. Like one eyebrow without raising the other, but I can't do it the other way around.
Oh, okay.
Now there's just footage of me trying to raise my other I'll put it on screen for anyone watching. Just footage of me trying to raise my other eyebrow.
I've noticed a few times, like, photos of myself where I think it's my right eyebrow, like, goes up in a photo, but I never do it intentionally. Like, I can't, like, if I tried to right now, I'm just raising both, but I don't know how to, like, do it. It just happens sometimes. I just saw you do it. That was funny.
I do it without noticing. I think I'm really good at making my reaction to jokes funnier than the actual joke.
Yes, which makes it funnier. You would make an unfunny joke funny just by like hating on it.
I'm really good at hating on things.
That's probably half the footage of this podcast is just me trying to say something funny and then you roasting me, and then it becomes funny.
Yeah.
Just the slow yeah.
That's not really funny.
No.
The last episode you saw that was recorded before I went down to Wellington, came out like just before we got back to Auckland, and we didn't, obviously, since it was recorded beforehand, we didn't really debrief Wellington a lot. Shall we do that?
Sure.
I need to call you out for something.
Okay.
I think you know what it is. You lied on a TikTok.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll bring that up.
It's something, it's so stupid, but I've just made it up to be such a thing.
My dad brought it up, like, as I, like, got picked up. He was like, you weren't at the airport at 5 a.m., were you? I was like, no.
There we go, that's it. That's all you need to know.
No, on my artist page, I posted a thing about one of my songs on my EP that had just come out. And I was doing one of my lazy posts where I just have the song playing and I film myself
Lying.
just being goofy in front of my camera and lying, sure. And for the caption, I was going to be like, POV, you're at the airport at 6:30, 7 a.m., crashing out because it's that early.
It's not that early.
That doesn't sound like that terrible. So I'm gonna say 5 because that's like towards when I woke up, and it'll sound like more like valid for crashing out. But it also cancels out because I wasn't actually at the airport at 5 in the morning. So I lied for the internet, but the internet is full of lies. Far worse than mine. So I don't feel that guilty about it.
What do you consider early?
My personal opinion, 7. but that's like a usual time, like in the morning for me to like be up. Anything before that is early.
That's nuts.
Why?
That's so late compared to mine.
Well, yeah, because you wake up at 4 for radio, and no one else wakes up. No one else is awake at that time. People are falling asleep at that time.
If I get a 4:30 sleep in, I consider that a sleep in.
That's just, it's different for you. Most people wake up like for a work day 6 to 8, I think, and then stop 9 to 5.
Between everyone on Earth, the average wake up time is about 7 a.m. So
I win.
midday for 7 a.m. wake ups. Your midday is essentially my 9 a.m.
Well, nowadays I'm not waking up at 7. When I was in high school, I was, and primary as well.
What time do you wake up?
What time do I wake up now? Usually, well, it's different since I'm on break, but let's say like 8 o'clock is when I usually wake up.
Sleep is for the well rested.
I started going to bed like when I was on my uni system for like sleeping and whatnot. I was in bed like 11:30 and asleep by like midnight. Woke up about 8, got out of bed 8:15, 8:30 maybe. So I'd be getting like decent 8 hours and that kind of a thing. But during my break, I've been going to sleep like 1, 2-ish and then getting up like 9, 10 maybe.
Fair enough.
Today was a bit different because since I'm a bit sick, my body clock's not operating as it should be. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep at like midnight-ish, and then I woke up at like 4:35 in the morning, just because I did, and also needed to use the bathroom, and then my power went out, and then back on. So all the lights turned on because I have these lights are Hue Phillips ones, so I can be like, "Hey Siri, turn the living room lights to blue," and then they turn blue.
That's so moody.
Hey Siri, turn the living room lights to white. There we go. So yeah, they can do that, and we have all the lights like down on the switches because they have like, you can just tell them to turn off, so it's fine. But when there's a power outage, they'll just turn back on since they're on at the switch. So, at like 5-ish in the morning, my lights just went on, and then I went into the app, turned them all off, and then it happened again at like 5:30, which is really weird. And at that point, I was just like, I give up. I'm just gonna sleep while they're on. I don't care. And then I think I woke up at like 11-ish.
Whoa.
Because I had like 4 hours of sleep, and then I needed the other 4 hours. So,
All right, happy to inform that I got 6 hours and 46 minutes of sleep.
that's not too bad.
I went to bed at about 2:30 and woke up at 9-ish, just after 9.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's a massive sleep in for me. Subway.
That's a good topic.
So, I famously am not someone who likes to try new food, but while I was in Wellington, I tried 2 new foods, which is iconic behavior.
Wait, what was the second thing?
I cannot remember, I just remember that I tried 2.
Was it something at Burger King?
I remembered that I like Burger King because I haven't had Burger King in years.
You know, in Wellington, we went to my 2 like go-to fast food places, which is Subway, my all-time favorite, and then Burger King as well, which I think we went to twice.
I got Subway 3 times. I also got Subway last night too, and I'm thinking about getting it tonight as well. But it is a public holiday, so do you know if it'll be open?
It probably just opens like late, I'd assume.
I really want Subway.
This is so backwards for me because I'm like an extremely fussy eater, and normally people are like, "Oh, you need to try this food and this thing," and I tell people like I don't like chocolate, and I get judged extremely.
Yeah, by me.
Well, yes, you, but like the entire everyone and their dog. Dog's a bad choice of animal. Everyone in their
Everyone and their next door neighbor.
Yeah, everyone in their next door neighbor is like loves chocolate, and I don't.
Would you believe me if I tell you I'm thinking about Subway?
I do believe that you're thinking about Subway.
I'm thinking about Subway. Should we do Song of the Show?
Song of the show this week is going to be Saviorism by Lucy Gray.
Oh, I know Lucy.
Yeah, you do. You've interviewed Lucy.
Almost as many times as fingers I have on one hand. Actually, potentially as many times as fingers I have on one hand. I'm not actually sure.
Is that 4 or 5?
Maybe 3.
No, I was trying to make a joke about the argument that thumbs aren't fingers. Do you think thumbs are fingers?
Yes.
Yes.
Anatomy to your thumb is the same as your fingers, aside from obviously a few differences, but like your bone structure is similar.
Yeah. Thumb is finger.
It's like comparing...
Is butt legs. I just saw the disappointment just like flow onto your face just there. It's like, oh dear God.
I mean, what do you think?
What do I think about is butt legs?
Yeah.
I don't know why this is the example I thought of. You know how Pikachu has like his ears on top of his head?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking Pikachu. Bunnies also have ears on top of their heads.
So do dogs. So do cats.
Yeah, so many animals, but my brain was like, Pikachu! So, if their ears on top of their head, that still counts as their head, right? It's like the top of their head?
No, that's their ears. Their ears are connected to their head.
Okay, yeah, good point. That's a whole different thing. Anyway, to actually answer the question, I feel like butt is top of legs, but...
Don't say bad.
I'm a musician, I don't know the answer to these questions. Ask a scientist.
You made me wait that whole time for you to say you don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a question, you go on a side rant, and then you come out with the answer. Dunno.
I was trying to, like, be clever by saying, like, if your ears are on top of your head, like Pikachu, that means the top of your legs is your butt, meaning it's your legs. But, no, your ears on top of your head don't mean it's your head. That just means it's your ears. So maybe the argument's your butt is just on top of your legs, not is the legs.
My opinion, no. The actual answer is also no.
Butt is butt.
I know enough about anatomy to have a conversation about it, but I never thought I would be having a conversation about it here.
I don't know, like, anything science related, because I did not pay attention in science enough to care.
Thanks for watching or listening. Hey, follow us online at WaitWheelSI on socials, now on TikTok too.
Whoop.
Okay, thank you for watching or listening. Bye-bye.
See ya later.